for a little bit of a recap in our last session, the plot thickened up a little bit. After doing some interviews, interrogations um, with members of the staff at the Black Bahir, along with the Goliath man who found the crime scene, you guys were able to deduce quite a few things and get a fair few new leads, particularly two different subjects, that being Harrius Falcone, and he was a bard that played that evening, who was a substitute, who had some sketchy stuff, and I'm sure some of you guys have notes of all of the things, but a couple big points being he's new to the area, he works down at the docks, there was similar bile in a trash can out in the alley behind the stage where he performed as to that was found at the crime scene. Which are some of the largest hints towards him possibly being some kind of creature. There was also another man in the tavern who was an Aasimar man who kind of stood in the corner and observed things, who seems very sketchy. Seems to have been a regular, though, and has been seen around for a little while. But seemingly those who do remember him remember his eyes being different. Not being as vibrant or bright as people mentioned them being the night of the attack of the patrons of the Black Bahir. Along with that, some of the spilled drink at his table was found to have blood in it. So after tracking some things down, tracking the bard down, who was supposed to perform that evening at the tavern, who didn't show, forcing Harrius to come in as a substitute. Please don't roll 100 d10s.
That was 100 d100s, so that was actually 200 d100 d10s. Although I rolled 4,646, so that's kind of cool.
Can't believe you just did an actually.
Still below average. Either way, so you guys found the original bard. I'd have to pull up my notes to remember his name. I'm going to be entirely honest.
Hold on.
You found his body in the tavern. You ended up tracking down, after talking with multiple different people, which tavern he was staying at the time being, and found his body in
Jeremy Hassan.
Jeremy Hassan. Again,
I misspelled that.
Just like all of the rest of the victims of the Naztharoon, a symbol on the neck, completely drained of blood, lungs eaten, typical MO, just sequestered on its own, just a single one-on-one kill.
Oh yeah, I took his flute.
You did take his flute. After that scene has gone dead, you guys went down, met back up. The constable who has been working with you is with you as of now, kind of casing the scene, bringing some more of the Cobalt Guard in to kind of, officially establish it as a crime scene. And last you guys knew, you do have some information of at least the apartment complex and which particular room the Aasimar supposedly lives in. You still do not know his name or anything else about him, but seemingly one of the members of the tavern knew him and knew a person that knew something, and in a long surrounded way, you guys were able to figure out where he lives. I'll have to, again, find my notes to find the exact details, but you guys know the area. It was an apartment complex right at the Haraway Overlook.
It's called the Pink Orchid.
The Pink Orchid? Is it? I think you're bullshitting me. Nah, I'm messing with you. I know you're bullshitting me. If we want to call it that, we can, because I think that was something I made up on the fly. Either way, so we start at the base of this tavern where you guys have left the crime scene as we last spoke, and the constable is up with a couple Cobalt Guard right now, casing the scene, closing it off. What would you guys like to do?
No.
So we have another scene.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about my first word, and I was like, this scene is just me coming in the street.
I can't believe the Anides brothers aren't just gonna start shoving blood into their mouth.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's like we need to do DNA tests again.
Yeah, I know. Am I really your
Oh,
brother?
let me test that DNA.
Am I really your brother? No. I believe our crew. We're walking back, aren't we?
Yeah, I think Leopold said he was gonna stay at the crime scene and then.
Yeah, and watch the body.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I seem to remember that there was a special knock I wanted you to do, or at least to announce yourself, so I don't shoot you when you walk in the door.
No. Yeah. So what happened was, so your guys' crew found the body, but then the Anides brothers and whoever else was with us, we went back to that bar, but we didn't pick up on much. So we were on our way back to the designated meetup spot.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So we're still walking back, I guess. You know, we're waiting at the corner of the street. Unless anyone else on my crew's trying to do anything.
I was gonna say is you guys are walking back. Okay, that's fine. So Leopold's still at the crime scene. Who was with Leopold that was going down to meet the rest of the crew?
So I believe it was the Rikus brothers in their group, and then the three of us together.
Yeah, it was the Rikus brothers went off. So
Excuse me, Rikus brothers? That is just one of the two.
Brothers.
Yeah,
Sorry.
man.
Thank you very much. Get it right.
Right,
Rikus.
You heard it.
What if he
You heard it right here, man. You
The-
heard
What
it.
if he said it
the
backwards?
Sakir-
He would
the
be
Sakir
correct.
Brothers, the Sakir brothers.
I'm insecure, okay?
And the sad part is you can't just say
insecure?
you can't say
Why
the
are you
elves.
inside this anime? Why are you inside this dude? Jay,
That's what-
gay.
Dude.
That's
The unfortunate part is you can't call us the elves because almost all the party is part elf.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm the
so
only Jew.
as the Anadeus brothers.
Oh
make
shit!
their
But
way
we're
to the
both
rendezvous
darkies.
point, you guys pull up as
Black bros.
No,
Well,
hold on,
no.
bro. Hold on, bro. The Anadeus brothers are
Okay,
dark.
wait. Thomas, let's give
Sorry,
Zach.
let's give Zach. Sorry. Guys, I'm so tired, guys.
So am I.
I've been up
bitch.
since
Calm down.
I've been up since 4 a.m.
You're
I've
saying,
been up
dude.
since 5.
I worked 2 shifts this week for 16 hours, and then I worked.
Okay, so as the Anadeus brothers.
Wait, I think that's them over there. We have to get them.
So as the Anadeus brothers are walking down the street, Lennon and Wayne are both coming down the other side to meet up with them. As you guys kind of meet in the
Running.
street, how do you guys greet each other?
It's been another one.
Get a lick.
I have a detailed question. Which side of this was the people who saw the elf dead?
Not
So I'm
yours.
dead.
The Anadeus brothers were gathering information. The other 3 went to to find Jeremy.
Got it. Okay, good.
Yeah, the Anadeus brothers. We went back to the hotel, not hotel,
Right.
inn.
Mhm.
Sorry, whatever it was.
Good.
So we see Lennon and
Wayne.
Wayne walking or running or whatever it is up to us.
Walking
Walking.
Running.
Okay.
Did somebody die?
for me.
Yeah,
It's
Lennon is running.
I immediately say, it's like, we have nothing new to report. You?
Jeremy Hassan is dead. We need
Okay.
we need to go now.
Yeah, it's for a brief moment, Rikus just pauses, like in his stride towards them. He's like pauses, like walking with them, pauses and says,
It's another one, and say similar situation.
I immediately ask, where is Leopold?
Still at the crime scene?
Shit. we need to move now, and we need to move fast. And
We've contacted the Azure guards. They should be on their way.
that doesn't matter.
Killed the guards before. We can't leave him alone. Let's all head over. We have to at least look at the scene, if not protect him as well.
Yeah. Rikus immediately picks up pace and starts like, not necessarily bolting it, but he's jogging at a pretty quick pace, down there, and he looks worried.
You guys weren't incredibly far away from each other, so within a minute, you guys are entering into the derelict Drayland, which is the tavern that he was currently staying in. As you guys kind of run in and run up the stairs, do either of you guys knock on the door in any special way? The guards have not yet arrived. They have been summoned, but they are probably maybe another minute behind you, not very far behind.
I thought you said that Captain of the Guard was there.
I was thinking your whole party had already seen the crime scene. I thought that's where we had left off. I thought we left off already having the Amadeus brothers in the crime scene. According to you guys, that is not correct. So
I don't remember.
We pulled the video.
It doesn't
I don't-
matter at this
I
point.
don't-
We're already balls deep in it.
True.
So
True.
the guard has been summoned. You guys are gathering your party at the crime scene. That's where we're doing things.
Sweet.
I thought we left off on us finding out that dude was dead, but
Either
Okay.
way. So
So
you
I
guys-
think Zach might have been correct, but oh well.
I think I was, but we also did not go through this a whole bunch. So
Yeah.
we can go through
And
it
it's been
again.
2 weeks.
It has been 2 weeks. That's fine. So as you guys go up the stairs and come up to the room, Leopold, you're just kind of sitting there in the room. Nothing's disturbed you. There's been no weird noises or Nastaroon coming to suck your blood of your body. So as the group comes up, they knock on the door, open it up. What would you guys like to do at the crime scene?
Investigation. Do I have advantage?
So before you start investigating, Leo is going to ask. Well, did you two find anything?
Yes, we found the location of where the Aasimar is likely staying. Still
Oh,
down
well,
to 2 suspects, but now this one is seeming more likely by the minute, I will admit.
well, you can pretty plainly see what we found. Haven't done too much investigation on the body myself, since I was waiting for a soul to arrive.
Rikus is gonna look up and say, "Have you moved anything in this room? Have you touched anything?"
Nothing has been touched.
Okay, and he begins his work, laying out his investigative stuff around the body, and then like afterwards, he'll be like checking the window sills, the doors, like everything, all that. So
Okay. So whoever wants
I'm
to
gonna wait like 30 seconds, and I'll just be like, "Oh yeah, I picked up this." I'll show him the flute.
There.
So any investigation, perception, or maybe say in the case of Lennon, if you wanted to roll a medicine check on the body, you guys are welcome to do those.
Let's go.
Just let me know what you're rolling for and what your number is.
orders.
Rolling investigation.
I'm rolling investigation.
Rolling medicine.
14.
Am I rolling? At advantage.
15 bird medicine.
Nat 20!
No, not in
Due
this
to
case.
being
Blood hunting
Fey
would
Fiend or
not-
undead.
You guys are not rolling at advantage here now.
Okay.
I guess not.
You're
Fuck yeah.
You're investigating the scene of a crime that was committed by one. It's a gray area. I don't think it's enough to warrant it.
Well,
Okay.
good. I rolled a 3, so it doesn't matter.
It's okay. I flexed on you.
So 23,
Yes,
26.
you're tending to do that.
So Wayne, you rolled Arcana.
Yes.
What in particular are you looking for? Since that's our check. Is it just any magical presences here, or anything of that sort, or is there
Yeah.
something more particular you're looking for?
Well, I'm just kind of looking for anything magical, making sure there's nothing weird going on. I mean, we haven't really found any magical that I can remember on any of the other ones. I'm just making sure this isn't someone trying to be a copycat, if you will.
So you do not see or feel any magical presence around the room. It does not really seem like there was any magic involved in this attack. For the investigation check that was Rikus, around the room there are some minor bumps, it seems things were shifted in the room. The bed seems a little bit off kilter. It does look like there was some kind of struggle. It does not look like it lasted very long. And just in general, this seems like very stereotypical. Probably got the jump on him. Combat was done within 5 to 10 seconds. It was really in and out, kill him, and then, drain the blood from the body. As per usual, it does have the faint markings on its stomach. You would assume from some kind of appendage or item that drained the blood. It's still up in the air on which one that is.
What's really important is if this happened before or after the other crime scene.
It would have happened after.
One thing that you noticed, Thomas, is that
What?
This room does not look like it's prepped for someone to sleep in. This seems like this attack probably happened earlier in the day.
So it would have happened before the previous crime scene.
That's what you're guessing right now. Moving over to the medicine check, as you look into things, the blood is drained, but as you kind of look around, you can tell that there is still some stuff in the dilapidated stomach, and it does seem to have some minor food and alcohol in it. Probably a pretty dense amount of alcohol. You would probably say he was drunk at the time of the attack. Along with that, just as general, it's really hard to tell how old a body is when its blood isn't there. But you would say this probably was close to a day ago. From the things that you can tell of natural decay and things like that, the smell. This did not happen within the last 12 hours, at least. Which leads you to believe that this attack probably also occurred before the previous attack. Another thing, I'll say Rikus and Wayne, you didn't roll for this, but since you guys both just rolled intelligence checks at pretty high levels, it actually, to you guys, especially Rikus, makes more sense that this attack probably occurred before the other ones last evening, primarily because the machine seems to malfunction and or explode in the attack of 5 people, meaning that if it occurred afterwards, he would have to either have a second machine or would have had to fix it very quickly. So it would make sense if the attack occurred beforehand when the machine was still, or appendage was still working.
I will relay my findings to the party. So.
Say, this is rather curious because this would imply a level of further premeditation. It's not just going into the bars and trying to. It's not just going in and finding opportunities. It's actively setting them up.
As you say that, the Constable Ken and 3 Cobalt Guardsmen are all walking up the stairs and stepping into the room, kind of hearing the last of you guys talking amongst each other. Ken looks at the crime scene, looks at you guys. This is making me curious on how many other bodies are in taverns just waiting to be discovered. Or other places around town.
Then send your men.
Too for long, that starts to smell.
To investigate every tavern? We already have been. We haven't found much. It's not like we can check every single nook and cranny of this city on a dime. We're searching for things, and it's our top priority. But protecting the citizenry is still important. We can't just be looking for clues in the middle of nowhere. I'm assuming.
Have we told them our 2 prime suspects?
I'll say, isn't one of our prime suspects down on the floor?
No.
Yes.
No, that was
Well, no.
Jeremy. Yes.
Okay,
That was
now.
Jeremy.
No.
That was the bard that was
supposed to be.
Supposed to
be
do.
there.
Yeah.
And the substitute
Yeah.
So-
is the sketch one that is one of your primary suspects.
Right.
And then
So
the-
we would have a name for him. That's Harrius Falcone, and the other is just an
so-
Aasimar. So
Yeah, so those are our two suspects, yeah. Well, Reich is who's kind of standing up from the body after looking over it again. Well, have you gleaned any new information since last night?
Since last night, there have been no more attacks, no more hints of anything. The City Lord is considering a shutdown of the Avalis errand as of right now. It is very unlikely. It would likely take another major attack like last evening to actually put that in place.
good news is that it actually might be a while before that happens.
Hopefully
Given the
that is
fact
case.
that whatever machine he uses, or it uses to drain the blood, seemingly exploded. This is the information that we have found since last night, and he'll begin to regale the details, all of the details of the investigation we found so far, names, locations, possible locations, the docks that they possibly work at, things like that. Oh, yeah, everything.
Well, that is certainly intriguing. You say you have the residence of this Aasimar. I must say, your interest in this Aasimar seems quite minimal. It doesn't seem like you have a lot to point him towards this. It's just that he was acting weird. Drunk people act
And-
weird in taverns.
Oh, he was acting weird before he came in. We're just
and
going
did-
after people that.
Did I fail
Yes.
to mention the blood that we found mixed in his drink?
Yes, that is strange, but I am going to be honest. If it was drinking from an open cup, there was a fight in the tavern. It's possible a drop of blood found its way into his drink, or maybe more. It's strange, certainly.
DM, am I able to recall the distance between his table that it was sat and the fight?
I mean, it might have been 10 to 15 feet. It's not a very large tavern. The table that the victims were sitting at was closer to the center of the tavern, and he was on one of the walls. So it's like a max of 15 feet away. Very unlikely the blood got there, but, technically possible. Either way, the constable is going to say, I don't necessarily know if I could, off of the evidence provided, legally search that residence.
All right, no problem. Let us know where he lives.
Who is he talking about? The
As the Aasimar?
Oh, the Aasimar.
Yes, you do.
We don't have his name.
You do not have his name. You merely have a possible location of where he lives. If you wished to go and attempt to talk with him, that is all right. But I could not condone a searching of his residence.
Well, I guess.
Then
out
what
of
of this?
character question.
Then what of this?
Correct me if I was
Sorry,
saying, out
go
of
ahead.
character question. Correct me if I'm wrong. We don't know where Harrius Falcone is right now, correct?
No, you guys have no
Correct.
clue where Harrius Falcone is.
Well, in that case, sleeping back in character, regardless, this is currently our best lead, and if the Aasimar would let us in willingly, then there's no qualms in what happened about some legal search.
That is fair. You say this Harrius Falcone that people say he works down at the docks by the day, correct?
Correct.
I will have some people patrol. However, he very likely wears a very different set of clothing and looks very different compared to his bardic dress up. I can
Half elf.
certainly half elf. Yes, I can certainly try and send some guards to, or tell them to keep a lookout along the docks. But there's a lot of people at the docks.
Aside from that, could you also go to the previous to the taverns of previous locations and ask those owners if, say, someone was scheduled to show or regularly shows up but didn't on the night of the crimes?
That is a good question. I can go there and ask that myself. It's 4 separate taverns.
You may also ask if they have dealt with the Harry Falcon.
The Harry's Falcon. Yes.
Or an Aasimar man?
Well, if you would like, I can send another constable with you to go search this other house. However, from what I can tell, it might be better if we're not there.
If you wish, as we get close, he can. Your other constable can depart.
We need to
Legal
find
gray happens to be
We need to find this.
at
man
least my
today or
specialty.
tomorrow.
It's because you're gray.
Shut up.
That was racist.
We need to find this man today
Just
or
skin
tomorrow,
color.
if at all possible. Attacks have generally happened every other to every 3rd day thus far. The longest stretch has been 4 days. But it's been ramping up of late, it seems. So,
If this lead is a dead end, after searching this man's living quarters, I think the next step is to install checkpoints at all of the docks. All workers need to check in and out, and you need to have the name and the face, description, everything possible of who is coming and going from these docks. I know that is
that'll be a very
quite
hard
a
sell,
lot.
but that is a possibility.
Delegate some of your men to ask the taverns, like my friend here has asked, and then you yourself oversee getting that done. I think we can get it done within a day.
Maybe 2. And we would only be able to do one of the docks, likely the Riverside dock. Regardless.
If you need us at one of the docks for at least the next day, if this is a dead end, then we can patrol at least one of the docks.
All right. Well, I need to finish closing up this scene. You should get on the road. Let's plan to meet back up here at the derelict Drayland. How long do you think it would take you to investigate this other scene and come back? A few hours?
Sure.
We will meet you this afternoon.
Yes. All right. I will try to be here when that happens. It's about 8:30 or so right now. So as he bids you adieu, you guys kind of make your way down. You guys are... Who said something?
Yeah. Sorry. Just before we go, I just wanted to check something. What color is Jeremy Hassan's hair?
Jeremy Hassan, he's got like a jet black hair.
And we found black hair at the scene of the crime.
We did?
Yeah. On the rooftop. We went up to the
You
rooftop
guys
and we found like
black
puffs of
fur.
fur.
We found fur. Yeah. I was
My
gonna say, I was
bad.
like, we found fur that was definitely not human
My bad.
or other known races.
Does the constable's eyes look different?
Go ahead and roll me. I'm gonna say a perception check.
Can I use my passive perception?
Sure, I'll let you.
Roll your perception, anyways.
I already did. That's why I'm asking.
You rolled a 1.
Ooh.
So,
His
as
eyes
far
are the
as
color of the rainbow.
up to your knowledge, no, the constable's eyes have not changed at all. You would say he probably had like a light tan brown eyes earlier, and they look very similar now. However, you saw him in night yesterday, so they look, a little bit brighter in the sunlight. Nothing drastic though. So you guys make your way out of the derelict Drayland. It is about a 15 to 20 minute walk to the Haraway. Is it Haraway? Overlook, I believe. Yeah, the Haraway Overlook. And as you guys arrive, it's like it's kind of like a park almost. It's got a water fountain and a whole railing that oversees the locks of the Kala Spine meeting the sea. And as you guys kind of walk over to the area, looking over the railing, the locks are massive. I don't think any of you guys in your past have ever seen the locks. The locks are ginormous. And just as a reminder, the locks are effectively a way to get from sea level, which is close to 400 feet below where the city lies on a cliff, to the river. You'll enter in and it'll fill with water, and then the next door will open up in the next lock. It is a constructive marvel. Probably close to 15% of the city works around the locks itself, whereas most of the rest of the city works at the docks and such. It also overlooks, the Haraway Overlook also overlooks the Riverside port. That port being, it's a quay. I'm trying to remember, I'm trying to go back in my notes. Apologies. Sargoth. So it would be the Siren's Quay, which is the Riverside dock, where you see a whole bunch of those shifter ships that you guys learned about in the last session that effectively just transport from the Riverside dock to the Seaside dock and the Seaside dock back to the Riverside dock. So, as you guys kind of move around, there is the apartment buildings that you guys were told about, and as you guys kind of enter in and move to the number you were given, I believe it was apartment 24. Do you guys knock? FBI open up? How do you guys approach it?
Is there
Identify windows.
Yes. Did we identify any windows on the outside?
Yes. This apartment seems to have 2 separate bedrooms, both of which have a window to them.
Is this like a multi-story apartment?
Yeah,
Yes,
what
it
floor is
This
this?
is on the second
Okay.
story. This is on the second story on like the northwestern corner of the facility.
Okay.
If you
Passive,
I'll
Right.
volunteer.
I'm sorry.
passively perceiving it. Climbable? Question mark.
Yeah, I mean it would
Would
be a little rough, but climbable.
Would the public see us if we were to climb up the side of the building?
Yes. There is
100%.
a street on the other side that the apartment backs up to. Like, it would be seen more than like...
Zach, how high up? So sorry, there's a balcony for each one.
There is actually
We
no
could just
balconies.
knock.
It is just
There is
windows. No balconies, just windows.
Okay. How high up is it?
It's about 12 to 15 feet up.
Okay.
If we
Saying,
were to
should
jump
have
off the...
somebody outside potentially watching for him trying to run.
I would very much
So-
volunteer.
Wait, why are we
So-
expecting him to run?
So Rikus is going to tell the group that he is going to approach from the window. And he's going to give them a specific amount of minutes to get to his front door. And then they can either choose to just bust open entry, FBI open up style, or they can choose to knock.
Hold on,
Either
hold on.
way,
Wait.
Rikus is
Hold-
going
Hold
to.
on. Let someone else talk for a second.
Oh,
People are
say,
trying to stop you.
Chill.
I'm going to interrupt you because I feel like you're insinuating that you are going to break in, and we are actually as agents of the law. I feel like we have some sort of professional conduct.
He's innocent until proven guilty, correct?
Like, I'm
I-
not going to deny that there's the potential that this man is a terrible criminal, but we shouldn't. I don't believe that he is the level of danger that we need to go in, I guess, guns blazing, as they say.
Then, by all means, politely knock and ask while I look through his window.
I
Some
agree
people-
with your
yeah,
sentiment, Marcus. I think that climbing and scaling the building would be a bit too far. I think that just standing outside would be fair enough.
Rikus looks very quizzically at his brother and goes, "Climbing?"
I guess question.
And he
How
kind of
fast do you think you-
gestures to himself and then to him and be like, "Climbing?" Trying to see if he picks up.
But you have long jump or something.
Secure
Well,
mind,
how-
but
Whatever. How fast do you think you could climb that building? Out of curiosity.
He rolls his eyes as soon
He's
as you
not
say
climbing.
that. As soon as he says that, he rolls his eyes and he begins to. What you see is his body, like he walks forward and towards you, and his body just seems to slowly disappear, and then he appears behind you.
oh, I get you.
Nani?
And I do use one of my phase shifts or whatever we want to call it.
Yeah.
Your
Nice.
teleports.
Oh, the
And
misty
then,
step.
and then I do like a very sarcastically do a courtly bow and be like, "I'm not climbing up there."
And say,
then-
Leopold does not even turn around as he knows magic. It's pretty plain to see that you probably teleported. And Leo will simply say, well, in that case, you can get up there in the event of any sort of danger. So it should only take you, what, 6 seconds to do so? Maybe 12?
I will give you what's better, 5 or 10 minutes? 5
We will
minutes.
take 7.5 minutes, and you have to keep track in your own hand.
Sounds perfect. I will give you 7.5 minutes to get to that front door and knock.
Very
Well,
well.
since the clock is in fact ticking, I guess the 4 of us should go unless any of us wish to stay out here with Rikus.
Well, Sakir, since it was your idea, you better count yourself. I am counting, starting now.
And then he starts walking away.
So
I will also walk
as
away.
The other 4 of you guys begin walking around the side of the building. It takes you maybe a minute and a half to get back up around the building to the doorway. Who knocks?
Did
I
they
knock
wait the
because
7.5
I'm probably,
minutes?
like,
What did you say?
I'm
Rick?
assuming they waited the 7.5 minutes, but
I don't think.
oh,
they
but
do.
7.5 minutes is 20 seconds ahead of his because I started mine when I said he had 7.5 minutes. Well, he said it starts now.
Okay. So either way, you guys wait a short period of time and then knock.
okay. I am
Wait, hold on,
currently
why-
just so we're clear, I have
teleported.
Misty
up and are
stepped
watching
her- yeah,
through the window.
I
Roll me a perception.
teleported and I am literally like slowly peeking through the window, as soon as
Roll
I
a
get to my
perception
7.5
check.
minutes. Puggers. I love rolling.
I love it.
Oh, fuck.
So you.
Did he find the roll bad?
You teleport up and
Yeah.
you still have to hold yourself there up by the window.
Yeah.
And you're peering through, and you seem to be seeing what would be the master bedroom. There's a bathroom off to the side. It seems fairly plain. It looks not luxurious, but it looks pretty nice. The sheets on the bed look nice. There seems to be a couple paintings on the wall. As you kind of try and shift your perspective to look over, your grip snaps. The piece of wood you're holding on to breaks, and you fall down from that position.
Oh, shit.
That was probably a minute or two into them leaving, so you still have some time.
Well, I warped up not I'm not gonna sit there and hold myself at a top of a pull up for 7 minutes. I'm gonna
Yeah.
warp up there a couple seconds, 6 seconds before 7.5 minutes. So
Okay.
I'll be
Yeah,
there
So you peek in for just a couple seconds, catch oh, this is fairly plain but fairly good looking room, and then creep. Snap.
the wood just snaps.
Yeah. So as you guys step over and knock on the front door, You wait a few seconds. Wait a few seconds. You knock again. Seems like
Do we-
Inexorables, open up!
Do we? No, wait.
Inexorables.
Don't just say
Can we-
next troubles.
Can,
With
can
I'm just
the
fucking
with the
name
Cobalt
drops.
God, open up.
can we could just go down and ask for a spare room key? Any?
You seem to get no
That's
response.
Pretty good idea.
As you
I'm-
continue to
Since Rikus fell, by the way, Rikus is going to dash around to the inside of the building to meet with him.
Lennon will go down to the lobby to try and convince someone to give him a spare key to apartment 24.
Yes, Jade.
Is there a gap beneath the door and the floor?
It is very slight.
Can I see floorboards on the other side of the door? Yes or no, Zach?
I fucking hate you. I am gonna be honest. Like,
I love
is just
this. I love it.
bullshit Workarounds. How about this?
I love it.
You'll have to like pry it up a little bit. Like you'll have to stick a blade underneath and prop it up, but then you could see some floorboards on the other side.
I know
That's a
exactly
good
what you're
workaround.
doing.
I will say, however, seeing a location is not just seeing where your feet are gonna be. Seeing a location
Sure.
is knowing that you will be safe in your entire body if you teleport to that location.
You teleport through, but a saw blade immediately beheads you.
You teleport through, but you didn't know that you teleported your head into a wall. So roll
Into
concept.
Dang.
an elephant's ass.
I mean,
What if he
do
teleports
none of
himself
you-
lying
do none of
down?
You guys have thieves' tools.
No.
I have
Oh,
thieves'
leave-
tools.
So
I
Lennon,
actually have a proficiency right now.
Lennon goes down
Same.
into the lobby. So Lennon, you kind of walk into the lobby. So we're gonna like roleplay this for like 30 seconds and then go to the other.
Yeah.
So as you walk into the lobby, there's like this little old, probably like gnome man, just sitting behind the counter. As you kind of walk up, he looks at you very quizzicatively, just like, "Who are you?"
Hello, sir. My name is Lennon Weave. I'm investigating something on
You gotta
behalf.
speak up.
Hello, sir. My name is Lennon Weave. I'm investigating something on behalf of the guards. The resident of apartment 24. We need to talk to him, but it doesn't seem like he's home. May we have I was wondering if we could have a spare key to the room and to see if he's just sleeping or maybe drunk.
You got any kind of constable with you or warrant?
As at this time, am I kind of rushing in through the front door?
So he's like in a separate building. You can run right by this building to get up to the door. So as you're kind of coming around, what are you three at the door doing?
I am
First,
patiently
wait, take-
waiting.
You're patiently waiting.
I'm gonna try to unlock it with thieves' tools, unless
I am-
it's there in time.
Say, I would like to stop you because we are not common crooks breaking and entering, and I will have no thievery or rapscallion thing.
Oh, we are no common crooks.
I'm
We have
just
fought
Yes,
common.
if we had a legal warrant, I would have no problem with picking this door, but we do not have any sort of legal warrant. Did we not have an entire conversation with the head of the Cobalt Guard about this? If
You're not
Lennon
wrong, you're
can
not wrong,
procure
you're not
a
wrong.
key from the owner of this building, that is an entirely different thing.
Look me in the eye and tell me you actually think that Linen Weave is going to come up here with the key for this door.
Man.
I'm not going to say it's a certainty, but I believe that there is a non-zero chance.
Okay, so going back.
I'll
to
wait for
Lennon,
Rex to get here and
as
tell me
he's
what the
sitting
inside of the room looks like.
Look, I can't give you a key. Okay, give me
That's
give me a
fine.
good reason why. He's been here for years.
Do I see Lennon? Am I able to walk
So,
in
yeah, right.
on Lennon?
As you're kind of walking by, you just like peek in and you just see like an angry old gnome standing on a stool, like pointing finger at Lennon, seemingly dressing him down at this point.
And I hear him say, like, talking about, I'm not going to give you a key to the room, kind of thing.
Yeah.
As soon as I peek in and hear that, I like pace up, reach into my pouch,
I guess.
flash my badge, and say, Caladrin Investigative Agency. We need a key for this room.
Wait, when did you get
Do
a
you have
badge?
probable cause?
Oh, we
Caladrin Investigative Agency. Give me a key to the room.
Do you have probable cause?
Oh, you know the.
I'm investigating a crime scene that happened last night.
Oh, you know the
Yeah,
stringer. You
You can't
You
just
know the-
strong arm me without any paperwork. That badge
Oh.
doesn't mean shit without some papers from either a constable or the judge.
Oh, yes, the resident last night was actually spotted near the scene of a crime the other night.
He was spotted at the scene of a crime.
No.
Ring of a sign.
And he's the only person we haven't managed to actually get his testimony. What's the alibi? Well, I don't.
As far as I know, that guy owns a ship down at the docks. He's probably just down there right now.
Oh.
Can you tell me what ship and exactly where?
I don't know exactly where. It's one of the shifter boats, so depends on the day is where it's docked for the night. It's called the Badahar's Revenge or something like that. It's a pretty small shifter ship.
Well, on the off chance that, again, that he's just drunk and hasn't gone to work yet.
Do I need to call the constable?
Hey, if you want to call the constable, that's on your side.
I walked with one, and there was one more than likely posted not far from here.
You're not being very convincing.
He looks to Lennon and says, "Lennon, go fetch the other constable that we walked with."
Oh, okay.
He should be posted like, a little ways outside of the entrance to the place.
Linen's exploding.
And so I'm gonna send Lennon. I'm gonna send Lennon over there.
Trying to be legally in the right. Lennon will but before it goes, he'll whisper over. What is this where we tried this bribing thing? What if we try this bribing thing?
I love how you say you want to be in the legal rate, and then
Well, he's
trying not to. He's trying not to get
this-
constables involved. Is because they said that they don't want to be, or they shouldn't be in this manner.
And as he says this, he's like, we're obviously walking off. We're walking out of this room, back into the main building, and I lean into Lennon and say, no, that was for show, but also, angry people don't usually bribe easily.
Oh, who do bribe easily?
If it's been more than 2 minutes upstairs, I'm going to be coming down.
But also, I'm assuming that Lennon continues to try to walk outside the building, but I'm going to kind of grab him and say, no, we're going to go upstairs.
You said go fetch the constable. He will.
Yeah, and he's actually going to go fetch the constable. I'm going to stop him and be like, no, we're going to go upstairs first. So yeah, we're walking up the stairs.
So,
I'm assuming that
Secure
we're
is
about to
coming
run into Secure.
down, yeah, and you guys meet each other halfway and just kind of bump into each other at that point.
Why aren't you in the room yet? You could have let us in.
I didn't know it was made out of fucking plywood. Either way, did you lock the fucking door yet? Did you pick lock the fucking door yet?
Unfortunately, we have a whole bunch of snobs upstairs who think that's illegal, so I can't.
Yeah, well, the room service desk unfortunately requires papers. He doesn't think a badge is enough. And I just moved past him and was like, well, let's go. And we walk back upstairs.
The Rabbit Queen, how much is a door?
Leopold is standing in front of the door.
Yeah, well, we're walking up to you guys. Are you asking how much a door is?
Yes. I'd say that probably within earshot of Leopold pretty loudly. How much is a door?
If you're asking
Ruckus is gonna-
cost,
Ruckus is gonna-
cost is no matter, but it is the moral of the issue.
Rikus turns to him and is like, the most expensive door I've paid for was 5 gold. And
Leopold.
but he's going to first.
Gold? How cheap are these doors?
You do realize that like 10 gold is like a monthly wage.
Five.
I know he's rich.
10 gold
You
is
don't
how
get it. He's rich. Okay.
How expensive
That's
was
right.
this door?
So anyways,
We
Rikus
would be
is
blessing him if we gave him 10 gold. Break the door, give him 10 gold. Everything covered. We're fine.
Rikus thinking about the fact that there was the guy at the front desk, kind of pauses for a sec, looks at Sakir and says, "When's the last time you picked a door?"
I studied with our ancestors last night. So.
He shrugs and goes, "Well, help me." I'm
going to stop this because we are not thieves and rapscallions. We will not be breaking the law here.
I snap my fingers like that, and I point to Lennon and say, "Hold him."
What? Huh? What?
I am
What?
going to. I assume you have like your hands near the mechanism on the door.
I'm getting my tools out.
I am going to like put my hand on your tools. There's no need to resort to
Lennon,
intergroup bickering.
Lennon, do you grab a hold of?
I do not.
Lennon, do
did
not grab me.
Mom and Dad are fighting.
I'm still just over there leaning against the wall, smoking my stogie, just watching.
Fucking
on the-
perfect.
on
It's
the-
fucking perfect.
the-
Anyways,
Man.
Okay, Rikus, let's calm down.
Rikus is
calm
going
down,
to,
Rikus.
Rikus is going to look up at him and say, "You have 3 seconds to get your hands off me, or I will blow this door."
Oh, I do have mending,
okay,
actually.
I will
You're not-
remove my hand.
Hold on.
I will remove my hand, and Leo will. Well, how about this as a compromise? Since the two of you were evidently unable to to acquire the consent of the building owner, how about you wait for me to attempt to do so? And if not, well, I'm sure we can catch up with the Cobalt God and see if they have anything else.
Fine, I will head with you.
No, he's gonna look at him and say, "Give me 2 minutes. This door will be opened. We will search the room."
I'm sure I
And
can
we will
open it
leave-
in one, but again, it is the moral of the issue.
I'm gonna sprint off, Zach.
The two.
Tell me when
The
30
two.
seconds goes by.
You're supposed to be helping me. You're supposed to be helping me pick the door.
On the stairs.
Bro, you're supposed to be helping me pick the door.
How
said-
long would it take to teleport into the room?
To teleport into the room? I mean, I'm not gonna allow the under the door trick, so you'd have to go through the window.
No, but I
Through the window. That's what I'm saying. I'm heading outside into the window.
Before he takes off, before Sakir takes off, I'm just going to explain to Leopold. It's like 2 minutes to open this door, search the room, and then relock the door, and it's like we're never here.
As
Have you ever heard the phrase that morals is what you do when nobody's looking?
What do you think my job has been for the past? Oh,
Sakir just leaves.
As this is happening, Lynn will just walk next to Wayne. So we found out where the guy works. You want to go check it out?
Jesus Christ!
This is pretty entertaining.
Evidently, your job has been being a stubborn ass. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a key to go get. Leo will walk down the stairs and go talk with the gnome.
Can I roll a lockpick?
Okay, so
I specifically want to get the door open before he makes it to the stairwell.
Okay, so you're going really fast. You're attempting to do
No. How long does it take him to walk to the stairwell?
to the stairwell. I mean,
You're in
10
the stairwell.
seconds. You're literally right next to the stairs. So this is like 10 seconds.
Well, okay, so 10 seconds. Well, it only takes 6 seconds to roll.
to do an action,
to lock it.
yeah, sure. We can try. It's probably less.
I
than
can
10
have it. I can have it
Go ahead and
unlocked
make a
before
roll.
he.
Go ahead and make.
I can have it. I can have it unlocked before he reaches the bottom of the stairs. Okay. Now I'm hoping that this rolls with all the modifiers correctly because I'm doing it off the character sheet. But and unfortunately, I'm not getting help.
So
15.
That's a 15. Do you have proficiency?
Yes.
That you paused.
He said.
It's I can't remember if I have proficiency from something in my background or if it's specifically from something specifically from the elvish like ancestor feat.
Okay.
I can double check on
No,
D&D
you
Beyond
do,
real quick.
Well, yeah, you have proficiency. In
Did
it.
we-
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't think that you did.
I can't remember if I have background proficiency in it.
So
But
with a 15, it Leopold is out of sight and most of the way down the stairs before you're able to click the lock over and the door kind of slides open. As you open the door and kind of peek in, the door to a bedroom that you can already see is open, and you see your brother hanging off the side of the building, about to teleport into the bedroom.
Do I see him?
Yeah, you guys like lock eyes.
I
There's a window
turn
and, like,
and
25 feet in between you guys.
I very quickly turn and yell down the stairs and say, "It's open." And I walk in, but I'm very keenly looking around all the corners and such, and then I kind of give a hand to Sakir, like a pause for a sec, and I check my corners and things like that, like as you're breaching and entering a room, and then if I don't see anything, I very quickly open up the window for him.
Okay. I'll also say,
Yeah,
Thomas,
so I'll have to use one then.
you completely missed out on being able to say, it was unlocked the whole time.
No. That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say if he comes back up.
Okay.
So hold on, Leopold. Upon hearing that I say, "Hey, it's open," do you turn around at all?
He is intentional.
You are well within earshot of this.
You are within earshot.
Things would be funny. Both outcomes are
Leopold
hilarious.
is going to stand at like the bottom of the staircase, very angrily, turn around because he knows that if the person is indeed home and it doesn't turn out to be the monster, he probably doesn't want to be talking down there. So he will very angrily be jumping back up the stairs.
You guys just hear, like, the angry mom footsteps coming up the stairs.
Yeah.
You know you're
I'm assuming I'm opening the window at this point, and I turn around and look at Leopold and say, "Did you try to just open the door?"
Have you tried not committing a crime?
This isn't a crime. It's
Breaking and entering is a crime, and I believe it. Okay, I don't actually know if it would technically be breaking and entering, even if it was unlocked.
It's
But
just entering.
trespassing, maybe.
he's going to pause for a sec and says, "It's called probable cause."
Don't people see Sakir hanging
that
outside
only-
the window?
Say, don't you still need a warrant? Whatever.
I
This
only-
debate will go to snow.
And then as soon as he asks if I need a warrant, I say, "That's only important if they make it to court."
Okay, so.
And winks
as
because
you
it's like they're not
guys-
going to make it to court.
As you guys begin looking around the room, either investigation or perception checks.
Oh boy, here we go
I
again.
will say,
Boy.
let me know if you're investigating the main living room, the master bedroom, the guest bedroom, or the bathroom.
Yeah, that's a lot to investigate.
It's a 2-bedroom household, and honestly, you guys are probably separating to different rooms.
Say it again.
So there's the living room, master, guest, bathroom.
Yep, and then in case
I'll take
do
living room.
Okay, you'll do living room. I'll do the guest.
Bathroom.
I'll do the guest.
Bathroom.
I will go. Wait, what's the current distribution again?
So
I'm in
guest,
master
guest, security-
You go ahead and roll perception on all of it. How about that?
Yeah, Lynn Lennon, just go ahead and roll a perception. We'll just say for the living room. So bathroom for Nate. I'm a nat 20 for master bedroom.
Finally! It's my first time rolling
so close. It was so close to a 20.
Okay, so we are going to start in the living room.
I finally had a good roll.
In this
I'm so
case,
happy.
Which would be
Roll
Lennon,
better than Lynn, at least.
yeah, Lennon and
Dang, Lynn.
I rolled a dirty 20.
Leo, you're in the living room, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Lennon, Leopold, as you guys are peering around, Lennon got a 7 on perception, Leopold an 11 on investigation. So
Lennon's so distracted by the fact that we.
Yes.
I just do
you guys,
something
you guys
illegal.
are
I'm-
both having moral qualms with
It's like I'm too sheltered for this.
I mean,
It's
books
literally
for a
what's
living.
in your head.
I'm merely
Oh my
just
God.
stewing in anger. Both over the fact that we're doing something illegal, and in the fact that I didn't get to open the door. With the key specifically, because I realized that despite my boasting, which is probably in character, I thought that the all-purpose tool could be Thieves' tools, but looking at the rules, I don't think it can. I think it's only Artisan's tools, and I don't think Thieves' tools are considered Artisan's tools.
No, they're not considered
Yeah.
tools.
Which means I also don't have proficiency in them, which I thought I did. So, oopsie.
So, either way, as you two peer around, this is actually a very almost like cookie cutter. Like, this looks like the kind of apartment that people would set up to take pictures of as a template for the other apartments that are going to be empty. It's
Ew.
very, very well kept, very, very clean. There's decorations all around the room. Seemingly like very, very basic, but honestly, very high quality. Like, this seems to be the house of like a rich single dude. That saves his money by living in a smaller establishment rather than buying a big house. There's really not all that much you guys see with those rolls in the living room. Certainly kind of brings you more into the perspective of it. You guys do actually note that on like a little coffee table there is a couple notes, a couple pieces of mail, and you do figure out the name of this dude. His name is Shazan Faraway. Or at least that is the name that the mail is signed to. And it's all pretty basic stuff. There's a couple pieces of mail, nothing personal. It's advertisements. There's one that is some kind of bill. But really there's not that much in the living room / technically kitchen area. Actually, one other thing I'll note for the kitchen area, it is not stocked. There's like effectively no food there. Moving to, I'll say the bathroom. That was Wayne Rex, because of course Wayne wants to be in the bathroom. So with a
Actually had to go.
Yeah. With a perception of 11, again.
Hold up, I got a dirty 20.
I'm looking at a perception. Oh, did you roll on D&D Beyond?
Wait. What in the fuck?
I think you saw Sakir's 20 get rolled and thought it was your own.
Rip.
Nah. I think someone hit my dice and it rolled over when I seen it.
Yeah, the little flavor dice is just for.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
just-
Is I think
That's just visual.
after-
No, that's just visual effect. Whatever the system said you rolled is what the dice
Yeah.
would land on.
Yeah. Either way, so 11, sadly.
Yeah.
Peering into the bathroom, very well kept. Like, you guys would probably guess there's like a professional cleaner that comes through here very often. It is extensively neat and clean. As you're looking around the bathroom, there's like nothing personal here. There's no like personalized body wash or toothbrush and toothpaste. There is nothing personal here. It is a template bathroom. It's almost like someone doesn't actually use this or live here, like, at all.
I'm going to take a fat shit in the toilet.
Okay, will do. Moving to the
Clean.
guest bedroom, Rikus, with a dirty 20 investigation. It's a simple bedroom, very, very neat. Basic twin bed, dresser, all that. You kind of start going through the dresser, completely empty. Looking at and around the area, there doesn't really seem to be too much up until you get to the closet. As you get to the closet, you open it up, and there are actually some clothes in there, almost like it's used as a secondary closet. There's an overflow in the first. And as you kind of move them off to the side, you kind of have been knocking on the walls around to, see if there's anything extensively hollow. And as you do, you're knocking on the walls in the closet, and you don't notice anything too weird. But as you move the clothes to the side, you kind of like take a step in to get to the corner, and you almost feel like your foot's about to fall through the floor there. You look down, and there seems to be some kind of false panel there.
I open.
So as you pull it up and move it off to the side, there's a little like wooden chest that you kind of pull up and you set on the bed. You open it up. Inside is a smattering of different things. So there is a bag of 100 platinum pieces. A lot of money just sitting there. You kind of take that and very gingerly set it off to the side. As you look through the rest of the things, you find a CBI badge, very similar to the one that you have.
The CIA badge.
Yeah, well, this is a
Yeah.
CBI badge.
Oh, CBI.
So,
the
FBI.
Calandrian Bureau of Investigation.
Oh, FBI.
Yeah, effectively. Which you do have one of these. This definitely looks like it's a fake badge. It looks very similar to yours, but an untrained eye would probably take it as a normal one. They're also.
I don't have to roll. I don't have to roll for that. I just know.
You know that this is a fake. You kind of set it off to the side, and as you pick up some more small dockets, they're almost like complete identities. Like there's papers, there's everything one would need to effectively move somewhere and be this person. There's 3 different sets for 3 different races too. One is for an elf, one is for a human, and another is for a dwarf. You also in there find a small note that as you pull up and open it up, it is just complete gibberish. It is written in some kind of shorthand that you have no clue how to read.
Damn.
As you close that, looking in, there's nothing else on the chest, but for almost like a ceremonial dagger. It's a very, very small, thin dagger, almost more like a shuriken than an actual dagger. That seems expensive. Like it seems very ceremonial.
Like a throwing star?
Not a.
You mean more like a
kunai?
a kunai?
Yeah, sorry, a kunai is probably more accurate. So as you're doing that, we're gonna go to the master bedroom as he would be.
I will say that after inspecting all of that, I put everything back into the chest and I put the chest in my bag.
Okay. So Jade with a nat 20.
6.
So, peering around the room, this appears to be the only room that you could actually think someone has occupied. The bed is made, and it seems fairly neat, but it's not pristine. It does certainly seem like someone was here earlier this morning. There's some clothes and like a dirty laundry hamper. There's clothes in the dresser. As you kind of go through some of that, you don't find anything hidden in the dressers or anything like that. There's a stack of papers on his dresser that as you kind of go through them, They're different pieces of mail. Some of them are, advertisements. You see a consistent set of bills that seem to be coming from some kind of bank, likely a loan. As you read through it, it seems to be tied to a ship called the Badahar's Revenge. There also are
Nice.
a couple other ships there. However, as you're reading through that, you notice a painting on the wall right by the closet. And as you look up, it immediately catches your eye because it says Badahar's Revenge on it. And at the end of it, there is a tall yellow staff with a snake with 6 fangs wrapped around it. And as you
We know that.
peek over, you kind of go over and feel around it and lift it off the wall, and there is some kind of safe behind it. Seemingly a
Gore.
lock and key safe. So it would be difficult to pick, but possible.
Is there like a gap between it that I can tell? I'm just kidding.
You have lost
Teleport into the 1x1 safe.
You have lost talking privileges.
Well,
Thanks.
I'll go ahead and get my lockpick out. We probably should be a little quiet since it's an apartment complex. So whoever's in the next room, I'll go ahead and whisper for them.
That would be sick.
That would be me.
Or, yeah, right.
Okay.
And
But I guess-
I'm assuming I'd be wrapping up my stuff
You'd
by
probably be wrapping
the
up
time.
about this time, yeah.
Okay.
Right, I guess I beat you this time. And I'm already going to town on the lock.
Okay.
Um.
Roll that for me.
Okay. Well, I'll walk in and seeing that he's lock picking a safe with a painting that's on the floor, I kind of gauge the situation and I assist in his lock picking.
I had my proficiency bonus to it, correct? Since I'm proficient.
Yes, you would.
If you go to your character sheet in Foundry and then just click on the Thieves Tool button, if you roll it, it should roll.
There we go.
Okay,
That's
and
normal.
then-
12.
But then to add my assist, what do I? He has like what a D.
Your assist would be giving advantage.
Okay.
Okay, so I can just do that again.
By the way, Leopold, we actually figured out where this guy works. We probably should check that out
And
next.
also, secure.
It's been
This is a
good
dexterity
information to
check.
know.
You don't just add your proficiency. It's dexterity and proficiency.
Okay, so +3 plus
5.
dexterity plus 5.
Yeah. Hold on.
First
Yeah.
First one's a
Yeah,
17 then.
if you roll off your character sheet, it should add it automatically.
I am both lazy and. Okay, so that's a 15.
Okay.
So it's a
So
dirty
it was a
20.
17 and a 15.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
17 and 15. Never mind.
So as
Yeah.
you go in, you're kind of messing with it, and after a couple seconds, you really feel like you have it, and you snap your tool.
Screw you. Well,
DM, if you'll allow it, it's like.
Arcana check?
You can make an Arcana check.
Okay, Arcana +6. That wasn't bad.
There does
19?
seem to be a very minor, and I mean incredibly minor, defensive casting on this lock.
After seeing him break the tool, Rikus is gonna be like, "Fucking, I consulted the ancestors. Fucking get out of my way," and he's gonna try to do it himself without
Stick
any
here.
assistance.
Stick here. Rikus, my bad. Rickon, my bad. Rikus. There's a defense on there. We'll need to do it by some other means. You can go ahead and give it a go if you'd like. Actually, you know what? Go ahead. Here's my stub.
Do we in the living room hear this happening?
Yes, you guys hear
Um,
squabbling of
I would like
very
to
faint.
go inside.
He's
go over there.
he's just gonna tell him, it's like, then go fetch the magicians, and he's gonna
Walk over.
begin to once again get out his thieves' tools and try to.
Vegas,
pick it.
what'd you break? Not Vegas. Sakir, what'd you break that? What'd you break there?
Oh, there's a magical defense on the
Oh.
safe. So,
I could.
if you
I could.
could
I can
spell.
fix your tool.
That'd be nice. I only have one of these. I don't carry around a whole set.
Yeah. I cast. I mend his thief tool.
Okay,
With
yeah,
mended.
you're able to mend
Thanks.
the tools. What's up,
Woo.
Thomas? I don't see a roll.
Yeah, sorry, I was waiting for you to tell me that I had the time to roll. There's a 22
Wow.
hit.
Okay. You guys have effectively the same bonus, so it's just higher on the die.
Yeah.
So as you go in, you really take your time. You spend almost a minute on this as you're going through, very, very patiently waiting for the click.
I whip out the sound tool and hold my ear up and everything.
After about a minute, you feel your tool about to snap, so you kind of let loose on the tension a little bit, and then slide it back into place. And as it does, you hear the slight click, and the door begins to slide open.
I'm gonna loudly be like, "Oh, come on!"
And as I click it, I'm just like slowly opening it. I'm like looking back at Secure, just like not saying anything, just like.
Leopold will also be
And
staring
then-
at you disapprovingly.
Okay, well I search his contents.
Okay, so one second.
It seems that lockpicking tools has been useful at this adventure.
A sigil of fireball goes off in your face.
Lennon contemplates buying lockpicking tools.
Okay, so as you open it up, there does not seem to be anything incredibly special that comes to it. Like, there's no bag of gold, there's no ceremonial dagger, there is a stack of paperwork. As you kind of lift that and pull it up, the thing at the top seems to be the deed to, and the paperwork for the lien that is for the ship, the Badahar's Revenge. Pulling that off, there's a second one that's the Sister of the Seas, which seems to be a newly purchased ship that you kind of lift off and set off to the side. As you kind of set the rest of the paperwork down, it's going over effectively like the W-2 forms of all of the employees of these ships. You kind of set aside the one for the Sister of the Sea, and looking at the names of the employees for the Badahar's Revenge, you see Harvey Garland, Jarvian Garland, and Laris Garland, seemingly three brothers, all seeming to be dwarven. And then you see a name that immediately jumps off the page, as it's Harrius Falcone.
Sorry, can you go over the other two names?
So
Sorry,
it's
the other three names. It's Harvey Garland.
Harvey Garland, Jarvian, and then Laris Garland.
Laris.
Oh, Laris.
Larry.
Harvey, Jarvie, and Larry.
And this is the newly purchased ship deed for the
This is a
No,
ship that he's owned for a while. The Badahar's
Yeah.
Revenge
Okay.
has been owned by him for a while.
Yep. He owns the Badahar's Revenge, and there's a new ship, so there's two ship deeds in
There
there.
is a new ship that seemingly has no one hired to run it yet.
We own both.
the new ship was the Sister of the Seas.
Yeah, the Sister of the Seas.
Okay.
The Sister of the Seas seems to have a crest that is like a green painted mermaid with a trident.
Okay. He will take the specific documents that have the names, so both the both the deeds and whatever, and place the rest of the paperwork back. He's then going to close the safe, fiddle with the lock mechanism to get it to relock, and then do kind of like a hand gesture to kind of like, hey, like wrap it up. We're going, or we're
Is it
get
really
out.
so necessary to take those deeds?
And well, he's just going to ignore him and just keep walking out, like we're leaving the room, leaving the apartment.
Sure, if you hands at me.
As soon as everyone exits, if everyone's exiting.
This is a nice.
I'm going to be following behind.
Yes. Okay. As soon as everyone exits, the
sheets
Yeah,
are really
I
nice.
I would like to. I would like
he had a
apartment
really
like
nice
this.
bathroom.
Well, we're gonna. When we get to, as soon as everyone leaves, I'm going to flip the lock on the other side and close the door, so that way it locks behind us. Nothing
Wayne
ever
is
happened,
with
kind of thing.
He's still.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, is it?
He's still in the bathroom.
I wouldn't lock it if you're not with me, kind of thing.
Yeah. So
Wayne is clearly not with you guys.
Wayne is
And
just
the
taking
room door
the
is-
largest shit.
Oh, if Wayne is going to the bathroom, can I?
Well, you would have to wait on him.
It's true. Maybe next time.
Wayne, I will let you know that there is a sizable crack underneath that door, and if you're not out within the next 5 minutes, I'm taking you out.
Well, I mean, that's your prerogative. It's a nuclear war zone in here, but
Watching a man shit.
What is nuclear?
We're all very aware. We can
Oh.
through the door. It's impressive.
Let a
Secure,
battle
secure, and now knowing this new knowledge, Secure is going to step outside, gesture for the rest to step outside, not lock the door behind him, but just
Rikus?
shut. Sorry,
You
You said
guys
secure.
call each other
Both
of
by
us.
the other name.
That was me.
So much.
yeah, Rikus is going to gesture everyone outside, and then he's like, Wayne, just be quick in there, please, and then closes the door, not locking it behind him.
Oh yes.
And then
secure.
we'll
Figure out
just-
what this
we'll
guy
just-
works.
We'll just wait out in the hallway, kind of near the stairwell. More towards the stairwell, and then I'll start conferring all of the information that I found, with the rest of them.
Okay. So as you guys all infer, how long does Wayne take to take a shit?
probably another 30, 45 seconds. At which point he'll finish up. He's not going to flush though.
I would be
He's gonna leave it.
really astounded if this place had running water.
It does. It actually does have running water. This is a very nice establishment.
I thought we were going more medieval times to the point where nobody had running water. That's my mistake.
There is some running water.
I mean, we are in a
sometimes
canal.
we
Silly
don't have it.
Peasant, there was water in the medieval times.
Well, not running water. They had chamber
They-
pots that throw it into the
They,
street.
they at least have running water for the
Canal.
waste, for the shitters.
And I'm going to
I
prestidigitate on my
think
way out
that
of the bathroom.
an establishment that can
Bronze
make guns.
Front door.
Yeah. Remember, guys, flushing toilets. The flushing toilet was invented before 1600. So
That's crazy.
It's been around a while. It didn't become
So
popular.
basically, before the musket rifle, so we're good.
Yeah. Like it didn't really become
And
popular
we
until,
have-
like,
we
the
have-
1800s, but
We
We're
have
also-
revolvers and repeating rifles, and also technically laser rifles. So I'd
We're
say
also-
magic has found a way to take care of the poop situation.
We're also in
Fair
a
enough.
we're also in a city with a canal on the scale of the Panama Canal, so it's not too
It
far.
was not on the. I mean, it has locks, but it's not on the scale of Panama Canal.
it's not on the scale of the Panama Canal,
no.
but it is a very similar function. It's one half because it goes up and down both ways because obviously you got to go to the river and to the sea.
Yeah.
But it's not to the size of the Panama Canal, but it's huge.
Is it the size of the
Consider-
Suez?
Considering the amount of work it would take to do. It is like one of the mechanical man-made wonders of this world.
Nice.
Regardless, I still
an
don't believe I've heard a
artificer's-
satisfactory answer why you felt the need to steal that man's deed to the ship. Or ships, plural.
Because this is documentation. As he says sarcastically, because, they were trying to go fetch legal documentation. This is legal documentation that has names. And just in case
And
someone
what-
has short-term memory loss, we can read the paper again. And
Do you have
yeah, and
Do you
after
not think
Wayne,
people are going to ask where we got that?
the city would have a copy. And he kind of just raises his eyebrows, seeing Wayne exiting. He's
That's
going to
more
go over. Seeing Wayne exiting, finally, he's going to go over and lock the door behind Wayne. And it's like,
On an 18
And then-
investigation, can I tell
As
if
you
Wayne washed his hands?
Wayne
As you
did
approach
not wash
the
his
door,
hands.
it's just the raunchiest, gnarliest scent at the door.
I cast prestidigitation for the sun.
I'm just imagining
Fuck that.
it doesn't have running water. Whenever you flush, it just activates a prestidigitation cantrip. You just have
That would
prestidigitation toilets.
That'd be awesome.
No, you see what you do is you
What?
shit into a bag of holding, and then you just empty it out somewhere. That way it doesn't smell
Use
because
a
it's in a
bag of
pocket
holding as a
dimension.
shitter, and then in combat you just turn
No,
it inside
a
out.
bag of devouring. A bag of devouring. You're just filling the astral plane.
It's a bag of devouring, only eats the
Jesus
shit half the
Christ.
time.
that's so bad, but so amazing at the same
I'm gonna
time.
be honest,
Uh,
giving the party using a bag of holding as a shitter just to turn it inside out as a prank is fucking goated. That's actually hilarious.
I mean, it's just a decanter around this water, but with shit.
You can use the outside of the bag to wipe afterwards.
Yeah, turn the bag inside out, then wipe your ass
It's
through
not
the
a
back.
cum sock, it's a shit bag.
Re-
Like,
Remind
it's
Lennon never to
fast.
let anyone have his bag of holding.
I'm pretty sure you're the only one in the party that has one.
Wait, so you just have a chest sticking out like the back of your rucksack right now?
He said it was a small chest, like
It is a small chest. It's like
Yeah.
not
Like-
even. It's like 6 inches by 4 inches.
yeah, it fits in my bag. Either way, after I locked the door, I gestured down the stairwell, and we're gonna. I am going to exit the building.
Okay. So as you guys crawl your way out and exit the facilities, the gnome man behind the counter is like nasty eyeing you guys as you walk out of the facility.
We could.
I'm gonna elbow Leopold and say, "He deserves some gold."
I'm going to walk up to him. Well, I'm gonna kind of like walk towards the counter as we're walking out. I'm going to give him 1 gold piece as well as a note, and on that note is the name of the constable in charge
Of this investigation.
of this investigation.
His name.
And then I'm just going to continue walking out.
It's Ken Zeveram.
Yes.
Is his shortened name. His actual name's much longer, but he goes by Ken Zeveram. Either way, so you guys, you drop off the note and the piece of gold, and he kind of nods to you angrily, old grumpily, as you guys walk out. As you guys leave, by the time all that's said and done, it's probably pushing 9:30 to 10 at this point.
So we're going to the boat.
Now that we're out,
Some time.
we've all talked about the evidence that we've found. It's very clear with all the evidence we found. This is I'm kind of portraying to the party. We should go down and find those ships, but first the revenge, the Badahar's revenge, and he will afterwards after I say that, I will look at Leopold and say, I understand you were uncomfortable with that, sometimes you have to take measures into your own hands. However, we were never here.
Do you really
Look,
think 1 gold would be enough to soothe that old man's anger pride?
I gave him a note with the name of the constable. We don't have the time to go fetch the people we need to go through the legal documentation process, to gain a warrant, to be able to gain the key, to be able to gain all of that. For all we know, the suspect could catch on to our trail and be out of town within 24 hours or less. We don't have the time.
You didn't even give me the chance to try and talk to the owner rather than you.
He didn't even flinch when I showed him my badge, which holds the weight of all law enforcement in this country.
Well, perhaps you simply aren't persuasive like I am.
I'm sorry, Leopold. Reich is correct. It's stupid having to jump through all the holes you have to do the right thing. Sometimes you do the right thing and then apologize later for anything that was broken in the process. In the same right, Rikus, there's no way people that won't know that we were there. It smells awful, and yes, he's missing documentation.
What if he's just a
And a chest full of platinum. But anyways,
Excuse me?
What?
we'll get to that later.
Rikus, that's actual thievery.
Actually, huh?
I took. He looks and says, "Everything in that chest is still in the chest and is in my bag.
Yes, but the chest doesn't belong in your bag, Rikus, now does it?
It is evidence."
It is. You better not spend any.
As I explained, he looks at Sakir. It's like, as I explained, if you were listening to my debriefing, I went over everything that was in that chest, as well as the multiple identities, as well as the fake CBI badge. It is all evidence.
And I suppose, question to perhaps soothe Sakir and I's conscience. What will you do with the 100 platinum after this investigation is over?
Well, that's quite simple. I will display it to the constable and let him decide from there.
Should we do that?
Very
now?
righteous of you, Rikus.
Have you? And then he's just going to, as he starts to turn to start walking towards the dock, he's going to stop and go. I'm sorry. I realize that none of you none of you are from this line of work like I am. However, have you never heard of a police officer seizing property, seizing gold that is found at a crime scene?
Only
I have heard of
only
it,
of
and
corrupt police officers.
We're not
I
police
believe it
officers,
is
however,
a
we are
morally
hired-
fraught action. I'm
we
not
are-
saying that all instances of it are necessarily indicative of corruption, as Lennon was suggesting, but I believe that it is a slippery slope, one that is best not walked down.
I am not
That
going
being
to get it. I'm not going to get into the politics of police forces. However, we are hired investigators, and I if under that notion.
Put out another
you would like-
jurisdiction.
If you would like, when this investigation is over, or the next time that we see the constable this afternoon, if this ends up being a dead end, I will personally hand this to him, and you can be right next to me and count every coin.
I would very much like to, because credit where credit is due. I believe that presenting it to the constable and letting him make the final decision is the best course of action in this scenario.
If this is a dead end, everything in this, all of the contents of this chest, as well as the documents that I have in my possession at the moment, will make its way back to its rightful owner. Now, will the fact that he has a fake CBI badge and multiple identities within his chest open up a new investigation for the constable? That is the constable's problem. Now, we have a ship to find.
Uncle,
Agreed.
by the by, could I see that ceremonial dagger? I'd like to study it while we're walking over.
as we start walking, we start moving away. I'm gonna pull off to the corner where it's less visible. Open up the chest, grab the dagger, very quickly, and hand it to him.
Let's say, while we're opening up the chest, question: you did mention the gibberish-filled note, correct?
Yeah, that too.
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to recommend also passing that to Lennon because it might be that ancient version of Celestial that was had earlier.
Yes, I will hand that to him as well.
Woo!
That will take time to decipher for Lennon. That's not just I look at it, I know what it says.
Well, we've got some time walking down to the docks. So.
I guess at the very least, can he confirm that?
You're walking down to the docks.
Say, at the very least, can Lennon confirm that it is in fact the ancient version of
I
Celestial
recognize the
that
language.
he can translate?
Even if he doesn't know the language inherently, and he'll have to take time to decipher it, does he at least recognize it?
This is written in a mixture of multiple different languages in a shorthand.
I see.
Okay.
Anyways, I would like to Arcana check the dagger.
Arcana check the dagger then.
I shall Arcana check the dagger. Let's see if I roll poorly. Yep.
Damn.
Lag. 14.
So as you look
That's
at the
better
dagger
than 2.
Arcana check, there does seem to be some minor magical essence to it, but you have no clue what it is. Not with that roll.
I'm not getting it. I'm not getting too much from this. Wayne, Leopold, you two. You guys got? Can you guys get anything from this?
I have a magical dagger of my own that is kind of ceremonial. Would I feel like I would have any prowess here in making a check?
I don't know.
Can I say? Can I roll history on the dagger after the Arcana roll?
Go ahead and roll a history.
Nat 1.
We're so
Goddamn.
Yeah.
You don't get anything off of it.
Do I have advantage if I roll Arcana? I'm about to press roll.
No.
Okay.
It's just
Rolling.
a really pretty looking dagger, guys.
That one! Let's go!
Dear God. Dear God.
Wayne, save us!
Hey, you're
True
getting it
nat
all out before a
ones.
combat. You're getting it all out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Look,
Yeah.
we need a halfling with 1 feet in the party, bountiful luck feet in the party
Yeah.
at this rate.
DM, as we're walking towards the docks, I am actively, as we're getting closer to the docks, I'm actively scanning like some sort of figurehead that looks in charge of something, or at least, or like a dock clerk, or just something in charge that could point me easily in the direction of where this ship is docked.
Okay. Well, as you guys come down to the docks, there does seem to be kind of like a guild master who seems to be pointing people around, calling out ships and what cargo is going which direction. It takes you about 10 to 15 minutes to get down there, but when you do, there is a fairly plump but also quite tall, seemingly human man who is kind of calling things out, seems to be in the know here. He does have like a whole notepad in front of him that seems to have a whole bunch of docking lists on it.
Good morning to you, sir. And I take the deed for the whatever Badahar's revenge, and then I take out my CIA badge and say, we are working with the constables of the city. Can you point me in the direction of the Badahar's revenge?
You're not the owner of the ship. Why do you have the deed?
Copies.
It is a copy from the city.
Well, all right. He kind of looks at his paperwork. Looks like it's either in the locks right now or it's down at the Seal's Call at one of the seaside ports. It's probably gonna be back up in an hour and a half, maybe 2.
By the by, do you know, is the Sister of the Seas in port?
By the by.
The Sister of the Seas doesn't look like here at the Siren's Quay is where she's docked. She's probably docked at one of the seaside ports.
Got it. Thank you.
Understood. Thank you for your time. And well, I guess the seaside port. That's like that's like very far away from where we are, right?
It's probably an hour walk for you guys to get to the seaside port.
Yeah, I figured. Well, I guess we get to chill out by the. Well, I asked the group if they want to kind of wait by the locks, looking for the ship with the crest that I had just. Who?
Tall yellow
Probably-
staff snakes.
I'll say it would probably
Yes.
be best to see if we could find a constable and bring. I admittedly don't remember the chief of the guard's name. Try and bring him over here, but otherwise, yes, I agree that waiting is for the best.
It would be Ken Zephyran, Constable.
Ken
Yeah.
Zephyran.
There was a constable that we had walked with who's stationed not
Zephyr.
that far away, but you have the time to go walk and fetch that constable.
Yeah,
Who
you guys
can
have the
possibly-
time-
Yeah,
You guys have the time to get someone to send a note to him.
yeah.
And he would
I
probably
will-
be here within an hour.
I will go walk, fetch that constable, and then come back.
While we wait, can Linen do a history check on the ceremonial dagger?
Sure. Your
He's
camera's
gonna
also completely unfocused.
Yeah, this happens sometimes when I lean off to the side too much. Linen is gonna try all the things in his repertoire,
Let's go,
one
let's
way
go,
or
let's go.
another. 17,
Hey!
26.
Let's go.
Okay. You have a bag of holding, right?
C.
Okay. So as you're looking at this dagger, you're kind of flipping it around and looking at it from different perspectives. Something pops into your head, and you open up your bag of holding and you pull out a book. And you flip it open and you begin reading through it. It's the wrong book. You go back in and you find another one. As you're flipping through, this dagger has encrusted like red crystals put inside of it, like rubies, placed inside the dagger. And the blade itself is incredibly sharp. Like you touch it and you will begin to bleed. As you're looking through, this blade seems eerily similar to that of which is used in certain vampiric rituals. Almost like a blade that would be used for exsanguination, bloodletting. This is not a combat blade. This is definitely a ceremonial ritual blade used for some very weird, some would say culty shit.
Rikus has been kind of sitting at the bench near Linen as he's been fiddling with the dagger. I've been smoking from my pipe, seeing I guess what I noticed kind of a shift in his body language that like after he flipped through that book and came to the realization.
I mean, once he kind of lets you in on it, maybe a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna ask. It's like, Linen, did you find something? Out of a curiosity that he flipped through a couple books.
Well, I saw Leopold also wanting to say something.
Sorry.
First of all, I was going to wonder if I was back yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it takes you.
Okay, I will let Rikus do his question first.
Yeah, I asked that question out of a curiosity that he was flipping through his books.
This blade, it's something similar to a bloodletting ritual similar to blades used in bloodletting rituals for vampiric related cultists. Something's off about this dagger. I want to see what happens if it's for blood work. I wonder what happens if it comes into contact with. And he'll just start mumbling about.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a flask out of
And that's what I was gonna do.
out of my bag and just like a little.
Before the both of you do that, you mentioned that there were like really small rubies on there, correct?
He did, yes.
I would like to take my all-purpose tool, which I can change into any tool whatsoever. I would like to change it. Artisan tool, yeah. I would like to change it into whatever the gem working tool is called.
Tinkering?
I believe they're. I believe they're like jewelers' tools.
Jewelers a thing?
I think that's the name of it. Be very quick to look it up. Either way, and I would like to try. Granted, I don't have proficiency in this, but I would like to try and investigate the gems to see if they're regular rubies or if they're like, I guess, weird. Because I'm thinking something like crystallized blood.
No doubt about this. This dagger is magical.
Yeah. And also, I looked it up. They are jewelers' tools.
You don't even have to check. It's definitely rubies.
Okay.
They may be infused with blood. They do seem a little extra red, but they're definitely rubies. Like, it definitely is an actual crystal.
So Sakir and Rikus both pull out a flask of their blood at the same time.
Yes.
Because we both had the same idea.
I will say that mine is not my blood.
Mine's technically a mutagen, so I kind of look at mine, look at yours, and be like, yeah, yours would be better. Mine is mixed with all sorts of other things.
Okay. And I'll go ahead and
Yeah.
I'm gonna just pour a little bit on the blade.
Or just dip the blade into it.
As you pour some of the blood on the blade, at first, nothing seems to really happen. And you keep pouring, and it's almost like it requires contact, it feels like. So you kind of tap your thumb up against it, just feeding it a little. And as it does, all the blood on the blade is absorbed and sucked into it, directly into the metal.
Interesting.
Oh.
Say, is there anything different in the rubies? They appear to be like infused more.
They seem to glow ever so slightly.
Does it look like anything's missing on the dagger?
No.
Okay, so this is not the device that exploded.
Well, it could be.
I
smashed it.
We would have something would appear damaged or missing. Looking at the size of the dagger, like the size of the blade on it, like the diameter of it, there was, besides obviously the little puncture holes that were around the abdomen area on all of the exsanguinated victims, there was also that other wound. I believe it was on the neck. Typically, I know there was like something, like there was some sort of symbol etched, but there was like a small dagger wound or so some sort of very small wound on like the neck, I recall.
Only, if memory serves, on one or two of the victims. That was not on all of them.
Yeah, it's not on all of them, but would the size of the wound match the
No.
blade? Okay.
Could I make a religion check?
Sure, go ahead.
What are you trying to glean?
Now that it's actually charged up, we probably should make an Arcana check as well.
Well, it's a sacrificial blade, right?
Yeah.
You know, 1d20 plus 6, no advantage.
Yes.
Nah, yeah.
10 plus 6, 16.
Hell yeah.
Actually, no. I'll give you advantage. Now that you know it's a vampire, it is undead based. You would have advantage here.
Oh, sweet.
Bro, roll from your character sheet. It adds all the pluses.
I'm sorry.
He's not sorry.
No,
I
it's
did
not.
worse.
Now that the dagger is charged up, can Lennon also do an Arcana check again
You can do
on it?
another Arcana check.
Let's go.
There, you have no clue religion-wise anything that would tie to this blade.
Bro,
26.
let's go.
26. So with the 26, I mean, it's certainly magical. I mean, you can't really tell much from an Arcana check. Like, it certainly seems more infused at this point. It almost seems as though it's used to bloodlet and then, like, let loose the power that it absorbed, but you don't understand, like, how that would work or how that power would transfer. Without something like the Identify spell, you're not going to be able to figure out exactly how this works in any way, shape, or form. Even then, you're not going to figure out exactly how it works if it, say, requires attunement or stuff like that. Arcana
Hey, Zach.
checks don't just give you shit. You have the Identify spell, don't you?
Yes.
I'm going to cast command with the word being identified.
If you would
Are
like
you
to take
serious
the
or
10
not?
No, I'm joking.
If you would like to take the 10 minutes to identify this, you can.
Got the
I will do
time.
so.
Okay.
It's only like 10 a.m.
Again, as I said, unless you are attuned
Almost
to
11.
something, if it requires attunement, you will not get all the pieces of information, but you will get a lot more.
I'll go ahead and make some medicine.
Okay. Pulls out a portable oven and starts cooking.
Like how this constable's just here watching us do this.
I don't know if the constable's here yet.
The constable is not here yet. The constable has not gotten you guys yet.
Ah.
So as you identify this blade, as it is named the Bloodletter. And it does seem to be a blade of some ceremonial design. It can be used in combat, but it's so small, it's not really very useful for it. It is, as its base, a +1 blade. It does deal some necrotic damage, naturally. And in terms of the blood feeding it, for every, like, attack that is hit, its abilities and damage seem to scale. And it seems to unlock new things that it can do, seemingly mostly, like, buffs, like empowering yourself or other creatures by cutting yourself or them after absorbing some power. Without attuning to it, which it does already seem to have been attuned to someone, you would not be able to figure out what those abilities are.
I will relay the information to the party.
Well, that's got the Inexorables brothers' keen interest. Obviously, they can't attune to it right now because someone else is already attuned to it. But I think, and Rikus kind of addresses the party. I think without a doubt, we're on the right track. And he kind of takes a pocket watch out of one of his pouches, looks at the time, says, "Lennon, do you have more time to try and decipher that note?"
We'd have to get back to the room tonight.
Understood.
This'll take a while.
So
Oh.
I'll let you know ahead of time, Lennon. Dependent upon what you roll, the minimum it'll take you to attempt translating this is probably going to be 3 to 4 hours. Because it is, as you look deeper into it, it is using 8 separate languages, seemingly in
No.
some form of shorthand, to where the languages you do recognize do not make sense in the structure of the letter. This is going to be an extensively long time deciphering it, unless someone has like comprehend languages or something. However, after having rolled Arcana checks, you'll also note the ink seems to be magical in some right as well.
Alright. Oh boy.
Well, Rikus goes back to puffing his pipe, waiting for the constable, and also obviously the ship to show
We're
up.
looking for the ship.
About 30
Yeah.
minutes later, so about an hour and 15 minutes after you guys got the information that the ship should be back, probably an hour and a half to 2 hours from now, the constable rolls up with a singular member of the Cobalt Guard. And as he kind of rolls up, he says, you have found a ship that you believe has extreme connection to this case?
Yes, the Badahar's Revenge, and potentially the Sister of the Seas. Both ships are owned by the same individual.
Okay. I have been spending my time at the seaside docks organizing check-ins. We have not found anyone yet, but I am going to be entirely honest, all the extra hands I have were sent down there. I have some extras that are freeing up later in the day that will be coming here to start those same check-ins.
Well, have them check for these names, and he gives them the names. I believe all of those names are Shazan Fairway, Harvey Garland, Laris Garland, Jarvian Garland, Harrius Falcombe, and anything related to the Badahar's Revenge and Sister of the Seas.
Okay.
Those are the Garland brothers.
He's going to write this all down, and he is going to hand the note to the member of the Cobalt Guard and say, if you would run this back to the Eastern Post and get this note copied and spread, we will stay here and wait.
Oh, we also found this ceremonial dagger.
As he looks at it. And also, I am going to assume you found other things at, what was it? Shazan's... Faraway's establishment? His place of living?
Oh, where do we begin? And he kind of looks at Leopold and begins to regale what we did.
Do you include the breaking and entering?
Yes, and the fact that we tried to ask the front desk. The front desk wanted paperwork. I decided we didn't have time to look for paperwork, and I just breaking and entering based off of probable cause. But that we broke in, we investigated the rooms, we locked everything back up like we were never there. I did not mention the shit that was left in the toilet, but I then tell him everything that was found in there.
As you're
in that
grilling him on this, he says, I appreciate the honesty. It would have made my life a little bit simpler if I didn't know all the details. However, if I may offer a piece of advice to the Inexorables as an organization, it seems like you have some important ties in the city of Rebadan. If perhaps you were able to convince Lord Valkenton to give you a signed note for situations such as this, it would make your life quite a bit easier, having the seal of the Lord that is the sister city of the capital.
he kind of opens up. He kind of reaches into his pocket, his jacket pocket, and like flips open his badge. Kind of looks at it for a second, goes, "Yeah, I guess if anyone ever checked that this was actually out of date."
You should not admit that. You should put that back in your coat.
Well, I'm glad that you didn't take any offense to me using it. And he kind of winks.
Either way, you're likely not to get that farther with that. Honestly, both the CBI and CIA are not very well respected organizations. since all the
Yeah.
zones are personalized to each city, it does make things a little bit more difficult when there is a interstate organization. Regardless.
Yeah, and just especially with the incident that had happened the other year.
The incident, there have been many.
Sorry, I meant the one that I was involved in. Anyways.
As you say that, those of you with passive perceptions over 15, you guys are kind of peeking over at the lock. As you do, they're coming out of the lock, along with 4 other shifter ships, appears to be the Badahar's Revenge.
There's a ship. Let's go.
Wait, how can you?
As it rounds around and over the next about 7 minutes, docks and begins to lash itself up. We're gonna end here. I am going to move everyone to the map. So you guys all should be on the map now.
You
do not own any tokens on this map.
And no tokens with vision.
Yeah.
You will have to place our tokens where we will be at.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I love looking at a pale pink square.
I love pale pink squares.
Mine's gray.
So
I mean,
everyone out right now.
That's great.
I guess it's not necessarily. It's kind of pinkish.
There we go.
More
You guys are gonna be here on the
Don't
dock.
worry, I'm colorblind.
Everyone's
Zach
gray.
might want to change the time to day, so that
Yeah.
way it's not dark vision
That
grade.
is fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, dude, I love the LA Noir.
It's like
Yeah.
like what? It's
Color
like what?
grade.
Like 11, 20, 11:30.
Yeah, it should be around.
La
11,
la 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 la.
Um,
If that doesn't adjust it, you might have to go to your settings, like your buttons on the left side, and click the daytime button on the light settings.
yeah, I'm trying lighting controls. Okay, should be daytime for you all now. Can everybody actually see what's going on and see the battle map?
I can see
I
the boat.
can.
Yes.
Well, everything's
I can see
still
the
gray.
ship.
Also, one thing I would like to
Uh,
mention, Zach. As an artificer, I have like an Eldritch Cannon. And it takes an action to summon, and I'm gonna go ahead and summon mine. But since it is tiny, would I be able to conceal it?
Fireball.
You might be able to like carry it or put it on your shoulder or something. It's not just something you can put in your pocket. Tiny isn't like Tinkerbell size. Tiny is,
Fair enough.
you know, a hand cannon.
Small dog size.
It's a small dog, effectively, that you summoned with little metal legs. So, this is where we're going to be starting. I will have other minis on the map starting next session. So, yeah. And you guys can see this whole map, both the top and bottom side, correct? Or just
Say I have like a limited
Uh,
vision range.
There's
So yeah,
currently
stay-
fog of war active based
stay-
on vision.
Yeah, stay where you guys are as of now, and we'll explore more as time goes on. I need to see this from the player's perspective to really figure out how to fix all of this.
We can go through this weekend.
Are we playing the diagonals cost more?
No.
So there's what my player's end looks like.
Zach, we can dive into figuring out how to.
I was gonna
Fix
say
it this
exactly
weekend.
how to do everything sometime this week.
Yeah.
How do you guys have a circle border?
That is tokenizer. It's something that we have not fully activated technically on the other tokens, which will be fixed for next session. It doesn't take very much time, but explaining it to 5 other people will take a little bit more time. So I'll go in with Zach and tokenize all of your guys' tokens.
Tokenize me. Mm.
Token.
Yes, I'll tokenize you.
Well-
I'll put a real little ring around you.
Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the session. Still slowly burning to the final climactic event.
No, I think that was a lot of good RP. I had fun.
Yeah.
I know Wayne just loves taking massive shits. I feel like that's
Wait,
become a
I was gonna say the only person that didn't RP much was Wayne, but then again, Wayne did exactly what I would have expected Wayne to do.
Yeah. So
Yep.
likely gonna have a combat next session. Hence why I wanted to prepare this. We'll see how things go. Hopefully we'll be able to finish up most of the rest of this arc and this mission next session. Hopefully next Thursday, if everyone is available.
Augers.
Either way, we will meet back up then.